Ward believes that the greatest of teachers inspire. But how can teachers inspire students? In the beginning of the semester, I worried about this. I knew I wanted to be a great teacher, but I didn't know how. Although I could never claim to know all the answers, being in a first grade placement classroom has taught me a lot about teaching and has changed or reaffirmed different beliefs I have about teaching and education. I used to believe that all students should be treated the same and be held to the same standards. Upon spending time in the classroom, I have noticed that the same does not mean equal. There's a new student immigrant from Mexico who does not speak any English. One day, he sat on top of his desk, an infraction he committed for the first time. The teacher got upset and told him he had to stay in for 10 minutes of recess. The boy stayed in for recess crying because he didn't know what he did wrong. It wasn't until after he stayed was the reason for his punishment translated for him. Although he should not be ignored for all the rules he breaks, I feel that some slack should be given. If a student is unaware of the rules and cannot understand them, how can he or she be held to them? This incident made me change my mind that equal is not always fair, and teachers should consider the thoughts and abilities of each individual student. I believe that teachers should have freedom to teach in methods they think are best for the class. In previous experiences, I have found many teachers that feel that there is always an overseer and they must teach in specific ways. I think this limits the teacher's creativity and their passion for teaching. Upon interviewing my placement teacher, I asked how much freedom she felt like she had in the curriculum and instruction. She claimed she had a lot because the principal does not strictly enforce a certain method of teaching. I think this is an excellent way to have instruction because teachers know their students and would know how they learn best, unlike many people on the school board with little or no experience in the classroom. I believe that standardized tests should not be a strong basis for school, teacher, or student achievement. Before my placement, I was against it, but I didn't fully understand why. Now I've witnessed firsthand the problem associated with it. My placement teacher is in a first grade class, and the teacher must take time out of instruction to teach students how to prepare for the test and how to do multiple choice. Then these 6-year-olds must sit for hours taking a test. I do not believe that these tests are an adequate portrayal of the student's learning and are wasted time in the classroom. Also, standardized tests cannot show achievement in some of the most important lessons taught in the classroom, like morals and values.
Don't you ever ask them why? If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh.
I believe that learning can and should occur in many ways. I used to think that teachers should teach and students should learn. But in reality, a classroom is so much more complex than that. Often, students and even teachers learn from each other's ideas and experiences. I believe that the best teachers can facilitate learning, but are not in charge of it. In my placement classroom, students often help each other learn, which strengthens the lesson for both students. Also, many students act as translators to the non-English speaker, helping him excel along with themselves.
Children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why? If they told you.
I believe that schools should be a safe and secure place where all students feel welcome. Classrooms are a complex atmosphere in which I believe there should be a strong relationship between teacher and student and between classmates. If the entire class has a positive and tight-knit relationship, it allows everyone to feel comfortable and feel able to be willing to do their best. When a student feels uncomfortable or a victim of bullying, it is more likely they will perform poorly and not get the best education possible. I will strive to make sure my classroom, the students know that they are cared about and will put forth all efforts to being the best teacher I can be.